Yep, first impressions, Dissidia, Final Fantasy. I'm gonna wait for this gameplay to get started. So here's the first thing. Why is there no character select for the arcade mode? Like, there's one for the tutorial, just not for the arcade mode. And I didn't play any online, so... Like, especially when you have to read the description to know what these characters do at all. Like, it's fucking crazy. So here's the first beta. The first part of the beta's cast. This wasn't even like half. There's still people who weren't in the second half. Playing Skullbez. By the way, this is recorded, recorded in post. I'm just talking over this. I guess just giving, like, you know, opinions on this game. First of all, this summon system is the first thing I really don't like about this game. It's like... it feels like it adds something, but it feels like it's almost immediately gonna go toward, like, one meta in terms of, like, you know, where it's gonna go. Because Shiva's already by far the best. Like, I unlocked Leviathan, and fucking Leviathan's useless. Shit, man. That reminds me, I should talk about how... I guess to explain. Basically, the idea is you hit them with bravery attacks to charge up the bravery number, and then you hit them with an HP attack to kill them. Which is what it was like in the original, but it still feels like there's going to be a certain amount of players that only use the HP attack. Especially if they're using Shiva and they just get their shit back immediately. Like, that's what I feel like beginners are going to be. They're either going to wait till they get the one-hit kill amount, or they're just going to spam the HP attacks. Damn, I forgot how cool Golbez was. Even though I don't really think he's, like, one of my favorite characters. Golbez is pretty cool. By the way, this is unscripted. I'm just rambling about the game. So let's talk about the cast. First of all, like, certain games get way too many representatives compared to others. Like, I think, what is it, Final Fantasy, like, 4 through 6 has, like, 3 per game, and then 10 has, like, just Titus, Inject. And then 14 gets just Shishtola. Like, I could understand Tactics in Type 0 having one character, because those are, like, fucking spin-offs and nobody cares. But, like, that's a numbered game, and it gets fucking, like, one character. And it's not even that cool of a character. Like, fucking... It's just another white mage. God. Yeah, like 14, I think, only gets one character. 12 got downgraded, so it doesn't even have fucking 2 characters. I thought it had 2 in the original. It had... Yeah, it had Vaughn and the other guy, I forget. Why can I not remember his name? Or Gabranth, that's what I'm thinking of. They at least had Vaughn and Gabranth, but now it's fucking just Vaughn. And then, I think, does 13 also only get one character? I think 13 only gets one character. God, I don't know what the full cast looks like. Where's my phone? But, like, even so, it feels like a lot of the newer Final Fantasies don't get, like, any amount of good cast members. Like, you got Just Lightning. Let me quick look up this full cast, so I can roast them about this shit. Oh, Jesus. Fuck, I misspelled Dissidia, so now it's fucking... Also, Final Fantasy XIV got the worst stage in the game. They got the fucking elevator from the last raid. It's terrible. Like, I can barely tell what's happening. Like, I mean, it's not that bad. It's fine. But why not, like, just Limsa Laminza, the main fucking area with the big aetheryte in the middle? That would have been perfect. Let's see. Yeah, 13 only gets one character. Also, why do they always choose Shantoto as the fucking Final Fantasy XI character? It's terrible. Actually, let me critique this entire fucking, like, cast of characters. First of all, Onion Knight is just... Like, who... I need to know who says out loud, oh, I'm excited for Onion Knight. I can't wait to main Onion Knight in fucking Dissidia. Not to say he's a bad character, but fucking... If I click on the summons, will it explain what the fucking summons do? So you got the floating continent, but it shows a picture of the Final Fantasy XIV stage. Oh, I can just look at all of them. That's another thing, is the stages here don't feel like they have the personality of any of these stages. Like, you go to Besaid Island, it's just a fucking big water circle. Like, it's cool. It has that little area where you found the moonstone. But, like, shit, man. And I don't mean to be, like, too negative on the game, but these stages are all, like, big circles except for fucking Midgar, which is terrible. Also, look at those alternate costumes. Oh, this reminds me, actually, before I talk about alternate costumes, why do I have to start another match to be able to quit and change my character in the fucking arcade mode? Like, that is the dumbest shit in existence. Why can I not just hit circle, exit the mode, change my character? It's a fucking waste of time. Then I think I switched to Bart's here. Well, I ended up liking Bart's playstyle a lot. Which is not necessarily a complaint, but something I've noticed is, like, you're either gonna really like a lot of these characters, or you're just gonna fucking hate all of them. Or no, you're just gonna hate a good amount of them. Like, if you like playing as, you know, Sephiroth and Cloud, you're gonna hate everybody else. Especially, like, specialist characters. Like, don't even think about it. Along with that, a lot of these, like, don't make sense. Why is Titus an assassin, not specialist? Even though he's, like, the most specialized character in the game. So Kuja's an assassin? Why is the gameplay doing this? Why did I just, like, suddenly stop? I think I had to check something. No need to worry. Oh my god. Ah, god, do I gotta go cut this out? God, how long does it go on for? Okay. But in terms of the cast, it's kind of like, when I look at all of them on this page, it's kind of thin. Along with that, I've played almost every character, like, in this beta, except for Noctis. I think he's the only character not in this beta is Noctis. Actually, I think factually he is the only character who wasn't in this beta, was Noctis. Which I understand, but, like, Also, we got some Squall gameplay here. Squall, basically, you have to, like, time your hits to get the most damage off them, which, I mean, maybe there'll be a competitive player that does that, but I doubt it. Also, let's talk a bit about this. When you get targeted by, like, more than one person in this game, like, just put the controller down. Just put it down because you're about to get hit. It's like, you're not getting out of that. Like, the only thing you can do is block, and if you just did an HP attack and then you block, you don't recover any bravery, so you're gonna get broken as soon as your guard is down. Like, look at this shit. It's even worse, because there's times where I'll get targeted by, like, all three of them. And, like, your teammates do not help you as AI. I'm gonna guess online they also will not help you at all. I actually like Squall's gameplay, even though I didn't. Like, I get a few gunplay tricks here, but definitely not all of them. Also, one thing I really like about this is the alternate costumes. Like, I unlocked one of them. You'll see at the end of this part, because I go through the entire arcade mode of Squall during this part of it. I actually opened, like, one of the loot boxes, or, like, gachapons. And I actually got a Kefka costume. But, like, why are some of their default costumes different from the ones that are on the logo and, like, the box art? Because they show Y'shtola in her, like, Heavensward redesign. But her default costume is her original fucking A Realm Reborn design. I think it's that Lightning is in her original 13 and not her Lightning Returns outfit. It's just weird. Yeah, I have no idea how neutral works in this game. Damn. Another thing I don't like about this cast is, like, this game reminds me a lot of, like, Gundam Versus, in that there's no real reason to pick melee type units when there's so many good mages. Like the character I was playing earlier, who I forgot the name of, because I always confuse him and Exdeath. Like, what is his name? Golbez. Like, why would I ever play a melee-centric character when I could just play him and play every game ranged? Of course, that's probably like a, a bad way of looking at it. Remember, I'm not like a competitive Dissidia player. I did play a lot of the one on the PSP, but I'm definitely terrible at this game. But it does remind me a lot of how, Gundam versus Neutral was, where it's very like, dash around, wait for them to make a mistake, and then punish them. Speaking of that, like, I don't know if I like this one more than I like the, PSP version. Mainly because of that whole summon system, which removed the, like, super meter system they used to have. Where, like, it's basically the exact same system, but instead of summons, it was like a character super. Or like a super state for the character. And it would, like, actually change their appearance, So, like, fucking Zidane would enter his weird, like, pink furred mode. And, like, Cloud would get the Ultima weapon. Actually, I think all the Final Fantasy VII characters get the Ultima weapon. Like, shit. Yeah, also, this arcade mode's really weird. Like, you pick between, like, difficulties and, like, team comps of your opponents, but it's, I don't know. Yeah, you can say hi to the AI and it'll respond, which is funny, because it doesn't respond to anything else. At least as far as I can tell. So to explain a little bit, basically those 3 circles in the bottom left are like your EX skills. Then you get like 1 character skill. So like, Squall's is the Drain and Junction or something like that. Where you basically, takes some of the opponent's mana and, like, turns it into stats. Which is interesting. And then later on I have, like, Ramza gameplay up after this clear of arcade mode with Squall. And his is basically, like, to charge a buff, and if you press it, he gains a self buff that gives him new attacks. And then, if you hold it, it gives the team a buff. But I'm not sure what it does, though. The team buff version. So far, it seems like character skills are very, like, you either really need them or you don't need them at all. Which I would probably know a lot better about these if the game fucking explained anything about this. Like, the characters, they get a small, like, explanationary bit of dialogue, and that's it. Like, you get that tiny character select that's not in the arcade mode, by the way. Like I said earlier, you have to go to the training mode to view the character select and read their little description to know what they're actually meant to do. Like, and even after that, I didn't understand how to fucking play Titus when I tried playing it. Because the game didn't say, oh, by the way, just sprint to do every single attack with him. Same thing, I still don't know what the fucking Gabrand's goddamn character skill does. I just think it's an attack. There's probably more to that. Considering, like, that was my... Did I say Gabrand? I meant to say Garland there. Considering, like, Garland so far has been my favorite character out of them all. Mainly because he plays basically just rushdown. And he somehow plays it well even in this sort of 3D engine. And there you can see, like, some of the other summons, what they do. I don't know, I feel like they have... Online, I bet they have a huge, you know, effect on the actual match. But offline, they don't do shit. Else you can't block summon attacks. And they deal, like, all your bravery damage. You're always left with 0. Which, online, once again, that's probably, like, a huge buff to just, you know, take away all your opponent's bravery. And then you can just walk up and break them, because the summon attacks don't do break. It's whoever hits it after they reach 0. Also, already, I'm just going to prematurely say, before I go online, just fuck all Kayn players. I don't ever want to play them. You know, just fuck Kayn. Yeah, just remove him from the game. Also, I'm not sure if you only get, like, 1 summon per match, or, like, if it's delayed, like, you can't just right away start getting back meter for the summon, but it seems like it's just once per match you get a summon. That reminds me, like, every character now only can equip 1 HP attack, whereas on the PSP it was just, you held in a direction and it was always a different HP attack. Like, I remember Clower, I think, had, like, Blade Beam and Cross Slash, and I think another one, like Meteor or something. Now you have to just unlock them and equip them, so you might not start with, like, the optimal HP attack that you need. You just have to grind for it, as opposed to just having them all unlocked right away. Which is somewhat alleviated by, like, you know, Vaughn can equip 2 HP attacks. Kayn's jump, when it's fully charged, is an HP attack, but for most, it's like, once you know what HP attack the opponent's using, it becomes, like, a little easy to dodge. Where's my fucking water? I'm out of water. Once again, we got Golbez. And you can kind of see, like, as I was saying, a lot of these stages are just big circles with, like, sometimes some stuff in between, but mainly they're just big circles. That's why, like, Cornelia has been the one they show off the most, because it's, like, one of the few that's not a big fucking circle. Yeah, I have unlocked some of the other characters' HP attacks, and most of them, the second unlocked HP attack is almost always better than the rest. Yeah, so here I was, like, trying a little bit more to figure out the gunblade tricks. As you can tell by, like, there being a bit more explosions when he attacks. Yeah, there I got it for a second. And that's a pretty big mechanic. Most of the character mechanics are like very big to how you have to play them. I'm surprised this didn't break my guard. And that is kind of like the original Dissidia, like every character had their mechanic. But once again, none of this is explained to you through the game. There's no like character tutorial or description that explicitly says, you know, when you're playing as lightning, click the left stick to switch paradigms. Like, I thought they just removed it. I didn't think it was a mechanic anymore. I had to like watch a separate video to know that you could do that at all. I don't know what I was doing there. I did like 5 standing still melee attacks. Oh, so there when I like stopped attacking, I think I was trying to do a gunblade trick and I just waited too long. Yeah, so that's what it's called, draw injunction. Why did I go for an attack there and not just HP? Yeah, along with that, a lot of the extra equipable EX skills, once again, in online, they're not really, or offline, they're not really that necessary. Once again, I imagine in offline they'll be a bit more important. You know, like, kind of like in League of Legends where you choose your 2 off cooldown skills. Or whatever they're called, I forget. I haven't played League of Legends in fucking like 3 years. Man, League of Legends is fucking terrible. I remember I was fucking a worse person when I played League of Legends. But that's not what we're talking about today.
Okay then, time to clean house.
Time to clean house. That's another thing. The voice acting is terrible. Like, for most characters. There's some, like, you know, Kane, who are done by pretty professional voice actors. The rest are, like, either just not good voice actors or just good voice actors with terrible fucking lines. Especially the summons where it's like, God, I forget who says it, but one of them, when they summon Leviathan, goes like, fucking drown them or something like, God, what the fuck did they say? Like, adorn them with a crown of brine or something stupid like that. Like, it's terrible. They're terrible lines. Like, yeah, I don't even think it's bad voice actors. I think it's just they're giving the worst possible lines in human existence. Like, when they summon Shiva, 90% of them go, like, impale them on frozen lances or some variant of that phrase of frozen lances. Oh my god. Why did I not just HP attack there? I could have ended the match. Like, damn, that's crazy. I had them both on the wall, like instant kill HP levels, and I just let them fall. But like I was saying with the costumes earlier, like they're good alternates. You know, Y'shtola has her fucking redesign. Sephiroth has his like Kingdom Hearts costume. I think it's like his Kingdom Hearts 2 variant, which was in the original Dissidia, but I think you had to like downloadable content. You know, it was downloadable content. So if you bought it on the PS Vita, like the port, you just couldn't get that costume ever, because they never released DLC for the PSP games on Vita. I don't know, maybe they did recently and I just don't know. But like, who would ever know about the Vita? I mean, seriously. Like, I fucking owned a Vita for like 6 months before I got rid of it and sold it. And like, the only game I played was like Freedom Wars. That was the one game I played on my fucking Vita. Freedom Wars and Dissidia were like the 2 games. But that's beside the point. Man, they need to bring back Freedom Wars. Anyways, back to Dissidia. Yeah, I don't know why. I just really don't like Midgar as a stage. I think it's just because, like, in this stage in particular, it's hard to see the background, so it's hard to even tell it's meant to be Midgar, and not just generic, you know, steampunk type area. Oh my god. Yeah, it's fucking Titus. I hate that Titus, like, quick hit ability. Dude. I can already tell I'm gonna hate Titus and Kane. Titus and Kane are the two that I'm gonna fucking hate online. Oh my god, look at how much damage that did. That was his character skill. Did like fucking 2,000 bravery damage. Although it does feel like out of the equipable EX skills, like Poison is almost always going to be the one chosen. I sounded like a Canadian for a second there. Because Poison just, like, it's a huge debuff. Like, you know, the strong strikes or whatever and like Ren Shield, those are okay, but like Poison is going to be the one. I can already tell. Because if you don't know, Poison when it hits does like damage on hit, and then it like continually saps your bravery. So it's not only easy break, but it keeps people from being able to like HP attack at all, really. Also, yeah, so far with the summons in their actual summoned state, so far Odin has been like the most dangerous. Odin and Bahamut are like the most dangerous. I'll see. Yeah, Mighty Strikes. Like, I've never really used Mighty Strikes. Like, it's cool. I bet it does do a lot more, but not enough to like waste time using it. Because I don't think using the EX skills is safe at all. Oh yeah, did you guys see the DLC, like, they gave like a DLC outline for the first 6 packs, but I think they already said they were going to go, like, long-term with this game. I forget exactly how they explained it. It wasn't like, oh, we're just going to go forever with this game, but something around that. God, what was the list? I know for sure they said there's going to be a returning Dissidia character from, like... They, like, phrased it as new Final Fantasy, or, like, the second half of Final Fantasy. Which some are saying is, like, 8 through 15, and others are saying is, like, 7 through 15. So it's either Yuna or Tifa. That's basically... There's no other... Like, Prish, they could say it's Prish, but it's not. Like, factually... I would bet real money it's not going to be Prish. Especially when you have, you know, once again, Yuna and fucking Tifa. Give me a second, I'm going to look up these DLC plans.
I could get used to working with you.
I think there's one more match after this, and then it's going to switch over to the Ramza gameplay. Right, let's see. Oh yeah, you get that fucking Dissidia DLC by buying cup noodles. That's pretty cool. Like, do they even sell cup noodles in America? Like, that brand? Like, I bet they do. I've never really went down that fucking aisle of my grocery store that's full of, like, you know, like, weird foreign foods. I mean, we go down, like, the, you know, vaguely Hispanic-related food side because we're fucking Puerto Rican. We gotta buy like 7 packs of adobo from there. But we never go down the other like Asian side because the fuck are we gonna buy from there? I think I bought like a bowl of ramen once and it was just like terrible. Yeah, they just say newer half, so it's definitely Tifa or Yuna. I feel like I would maybe put my money on Tifa. Oh, and here I'm gonna open some of the like loot box mechanic thing that you don't pay real money for, so it's just sort of like weird. Like, cause there's still a shop like there was in the original Dissidia, but now you just don't get as much gil. God, fucking Destructoid. I had to phrase it like this. So there's 6, 2 are girls, 4 are guys. Both of the girls are from the newer half, so 7 or 8 through 15. And then for the guys, 3 are from the newer half and 1 is from the older half. So my guess is, of course, Tifa or Yuna for the returning character from Dissidia. Then I don't really know. Like, it could be anybody. It could be like Fang from Final Fantasy 13. It could be like fucking Aranea from Final Fantasy 15. Because I know for sure one of these is a 15 character. Like, it's either one of the bros, or it's Arden, or it could be Aranea. Like, it's any of those characters for sure is one of these. I heavily doubt they won't fucking put in another 15 character. And then for the female character from the newer Final Fantasies, like, yeah, like Aranea, Fang. They could go with like Lulu from fucking Final Fantasy X, but do we really need another black mage? We got like 7 fucking black mages in this game. Like, let me see, like Lulu, a Final Fantasy VIII character that I don't know about because I don't play Final Fantasy VIII. If it includes 7, I guess they could put like Aerith, you know? Oh god, I feel like that makes a little too much sense now that I said it out loud. Because nobody knows what they mean by newer half and like older half. I've seen some say it's 8 through 15, some say it's like 7 through 15. Some have said it's meant to be like 3D games and 2D games. Also, here's that Ramza gameplay starting up. Which, like, I would imagine it's more 3D versus 2D, so it could be a 7 character. So in terms, it could be like Yuffie? Because we don't have like a ninja character in the game yet. Other than like Onion Knight who transforms into a ninja. And then for the older half, I have no fucking guess. Like I have no idea. Especially, I'm like too young to have played those games. I have no idea what could possibly be. I know there's like a, you know, like a soldier guy from 6 that's really popular who I think like dies in that game. It could be him. Or I think his name's like Leo. It could be Leo. I know he's like a ninja in like 6 or something that's kind of popular. Yes. In terms of the newer guys, I guarantee one of them is either the bros or Arden. Which, you know, I would go as far as to say it's almost like confirmed. One of them is either, you know, Gladio, Ignis, or Prompto, or Arden. I guess they could get like real out there with it and do like Core the Immortal, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I think there was one of the voice actors for a DLC character who said he's doing like a younger boy. I think he's actually from the classic characters. Because I doubt he'd say that for like Prompto, who's like, oh my god, how old is Prompto? Is he like 20, I think? I have no idea. It's $35 for this first 6 character season pass. Which, technically speaking, is, I think, a better deal than the current Street Fighter V DLC Season 3 that just came out. Because Season 3 is Sakura, Cody, Blanca, G, Sagat, and that other person who I can't remember who's like a doll. So yeah, this is technically speaking a worse deal than Street Fighter V now that I think about it. Because it's $30 for all 3 of those characters, or all 6 of those characters in Street Fighter V, plus all their costumes and colors. And here it just says you get the characters. You get the characters for $35. So, yeah, so they each be $7. From the confirmed price, of course, being 800 yen. So that's like, wow.
Time for an exquisite interlude.
$35 for a season pass. Looking at some of these comments on this post. Yeah, because I do feel like it'll be probably... Not probably, but I do hope it is RNA, considering, you know... If we only have, I think, one Dragoon in this game. Because that's the thing. A lot of these characters are all jobs, and there's just certain jobs that are either not here, or just, like, they get one character. Like, I don't think there's a single red mage right now in the game. Or someone who's, like, a red mage. Unless Onion Knight counts as a red mage, but I think he's just a black mage. Let's see. No, I don't think there's a red mage. I don't think there's a ninja other than Onion Knight once again. There's definitely not a single Dark Knight in this game. So it could be a 14 character. It could be fucking Sudurgu, the fucking... I'm cussing a lot in this video. The, Dark Knight teacher from Heaven's Word could be one of the characters. Because I do feel like they should put at least, like, one Final Fantasy XIV character. Considering it's, like, a numbered entry that gets one character. No. Like, I feel like... I don't know, like, there's so many characters it could be. Because, like, Square Enix... Actually, gaming companies in general nowadays just don't, like, give a fuck what anybody thinks. Nintendo's fucking releasing cardboard. They're selling you cardboard. Well, I guess it's free, technically. They've said they'll release the Nintendo Labo designs for free. But they are still selling you cardboard. Not to be down on it. Like, it looks cool. It looks interesting, that Nintendo Labo thing. But I just don't think it's for me. As, like, a teenager type guy. Although, I think it does, like... The type of people defending Nintendo Labo, like, religiously... It does sort of show that two-sided nature of it, where it's like... Oh, why would you say it's dumb? You're, like, fucking 35 years old. It's like, no, I'm, like, 17, guy. Like, I'm still technically a kid. So I can say this looks fucking stupid. Oh, yeah, I'm using Leviathan here. So you can see how useless Leviathan is. I kind of want to start talking about that whole Nintendo Labo thing, but this is a Dissidia video, so I'll save that for a different one. Otherwise, let's see. What else is there to talk about? The story mode. Basically, in this beta, it's just like 4 cutscenes that are like 17 seconds long. And they're nothing. It's so far, what they've shown in the beta is nothing at all. Like, it just shows Noctis sitting in the car, or not even sitting in the car, implied to be sitting in the car. And then he falls in and fucking lightning just comes out of nowhere. It's like, hey, you gonna follow me to this tower? And then like the Warrior of Light's like, yeah, it's nice to see you again, Lightning. Because I guess they remember Dissidia, but like, not, you know, in their own games. It's crazy. Oh yeah, so if you didn't know, this actual beta had 2 waves of characters. Because I don't even think there's enough characters to make a 3rd wave at this moment. Where it was, the cast you saw on that character select screen, you know, Ramza, Squall, Cloud, like, and then, you know, the jobbers that nobody really cares about. And then the 2nd wave, which was much better, that had, like, Titus, like, Sephiroth, Gabron, Or I keep saying Gabron. I need. God, what the fuck was his name? Not Golbez. Fucking what the hell was the main antagonist from Final Fantasy One's name? I forget. What? That's crazy. I'm not talking about the game. I'm looking at like a fucking GIF on you know, whatever.
These rats are long in the sleigh.
A sight to behold. You have my thanks.
Like I was saying, the second wave was better. It also had like fucking Ace from Type 0.
Don't think I could hold back even if I wanted to.
Well, oh yeah, now that I think about it, I guess the DLC characters could be fucking like spin-off characters in a way. It could be like Type 0 characters, but I doubt that. I feel like anything that's not a numbered entry, they get one character. That's the max amount of respect they get.
The call is mine.
Which is especially weird because like Type 0 had a lot of good characters they could have chosen. Or at least in terms of like playstyle. So you may look at like fucking there's way too many one-handed sword characters in this game. Like get any other type of wielder in here.
Victory. Let's finish this.
Go crush that core, Kupo. Like, expect to hear that a lot. Also, don't trust your teammates as AI to do anything. They will never break the crystal. It's very rare that they are ever able to fucking attack the crystal and not die. Also, you gotta view this fucking summon sequence every time. Like, you're almost guaranteed to see at least one of these per match, so it's like... ugh. Because, like, a fighting game super, I'm okay with seeing that, because that's actively dealing damage. This is just to, like, announce a summon has happened. So it's not only the cutscene of the character saying their really dumb, horrible fucking line, but it's... it's the fucking summon doing their little animation as well. Along with that, they should put the summon, like, in the background, in the skybox, kind of like how... like 15 does it, where they're just super fucking gigantic. Here, they just sort of stand in the middle, so you never really see the summon. Which is sad for things like Alexander, or like you know, the cool summons.
Sight to behold. You're a credit to the team.
Also, like, the Promised Meadow, like, as a stage, I wish it was just the flowered version and not the, like, grayed out land. Like, if it was just that, was the entire stage with just the flowered version, I would like this stage a lot more. Instead, it starts like this fucking dark, like look at how terrible this stage looks right now. Yeah, dude, Ramza, you cannot fuck around with Ramza in this game. Like, he has mad ranged attacks. Especially, like, for, Sorry about that like, stutter. I don't even know why I stuttered so bad right there. But like, you just can't fuck around with Ramza. He has like 17 different fucking ranged attacks to take you out from like half the screen. Did changing class for Kayn give him invincibility, like from my HP attack? Absolute disgusting. Also, I'm sorry I had it set to so few songs. Like, I didn't really listen to them. I just chose the songs from the games I liked. Or, like, the songs I knew I would like. I went through a second time later on and, like, set a bunch of better music. Because a good amount of the remixes are actually pretty good. It's just the few that are, like, just terrible and don't sound anything like the song. So I do look forward to seeing, like, what actual songs appear in this game. Once again, I want to see like more 14 stuff, cause like so far in like crossovers in Final Fantasy, 14 always gets fucking shafted. Like it wasn't in World of Final Fantasy, it wasn't in the original Dissidia, even though I think it was like the original shitty version before Yoshi P like fixed it. I think it was out around then too. I think though, I may be wrong. But like Final Fantasy 14 gets no respect by crossovers. ...2010 is when the original Final Fantasy 14 came out, and then when did the original Dissidia? Okay, that is not... I don't want Final Fantasy NT. 2008 for the original Dissidia. Dissidia 012 was 2011, so it was after. Like, come on, man. Like, absolutely no respect for 14 at all in these crossovers. Like, and I guess the same thing happened to 12 in World of Final Fantasy, but I guess it was more of like an art style change. Or maybe it's just they didn't want like Evilise titles to be represented, so they just didn't like want Vaughn. I don't know, is Vaughn part of the Evilise titles? I feel like he is. Dude, those story mode cutscenes I watched were fucking terrible. It was like Y'shtola was following Squall because Squall wasn't walking toward the fucking tower. And then she's like, hey, why are you following me? And she's like, hey, were you going to that tower? He was like, no. I didn't see the tower. He didn't see the gigantic fucking tower in the desert. It's terrible. Like, it seems like, at least from what they've shown us in this beta, it's kind of like Ultimate Marvel, you know, versus Capcom Infinite, where it's going to be a bunch of references to things that, like, I don't know. Also, Shantoto was, like, the first villain character to talk. So, you just had this fucking rhyming in your ear right away. Yeah, that is something I did have to kind of learn about this game, is, like, that your jump attacks and your like standing attacks are different. Also, fuck that attack right there. That was a giant ball that dropped meteors. Fuck that. So I've heard every character has like a few different costumes, but I'm not sure if that counts like recolored versions of it. If it does count recolors, I'm gonna be pissed. Because that means, like, people like Ramza probably just don't have alternates. They probably are just different colors. Like, Ace for sure has, like, 2 different, fully modeled costumes. You know, he has, like, the summer outfit from this, from Type 0. And I think one other Type 0 outfit that's not the default winter outfit. Anyways, that's about the end of the video right now. I'm gonna, of course, show the end of this, but pretty much the end. So, in terms of, like, overall thoughts about this game, like, it's interesting, but it's not, like, what I expected when they said it's gonna be a new Dissidia. Because I just don't watch trailers. I just wait for games to come out and, like, wait till people can tell me about them. And, like, this was not what I was expecting. Because I mainly played, like, 1v1 offline duels, you know, in fucking Dissidia. You know, not to say this is bad. It works fine, but yeah, I think it's good. I look forward to it. I'll probably buy it. Anyways, subscribe for possibly more of this game. Maybe. But definitely Monster Hunter World videos. I'm definitely doing Monster Hunter World. The day it comes out, I'll have a stream on twitch.tv / The Phantom Broadcast. So look forward to it. Also, I'll of course upload them here for archives.
PlayStation